Dexter Jackson recently reflected on his early Mr. Olympia appearances, explaining that the years right after he turned pro from 1999 to 2001 were not his true prime. According to Jackson, his physique reached its peak between 2005 and 2007, when he achieved a completely different level of size, conditioning, and maturity. He acknowledged that losing to Shawn early in his career was nothing to be ashamed of, as Ray was already an established legend at the time. However, Jackson confidently stated that had they faced each other during his prime, the outcome would have been very different. Weighing around 230 pounds with extreme conditioning, Jackson believes he would have clearly outmatched Ray's 200-pound frame, citing superior width, sharper quad detail, and fully striated glutes, concluding that in his prime, the contest wouldn't have been close. Dexter Jackson reflects on early Olympia years, says his prime came later. Bodybuilding legend Dexter "The Blade" Jackson has opened up about his early Mr. Olympia years, offering a candid look back at his progression and how he views the peak of his career, a peak he insists didn't come until several years after he first turned pro. Jackson began his professional journey at the end of the 1990s. After earning his pro card in 1999, he competed alongside some of the sport's greats, including Shawn, but he now believes those early competitions did not reflect his true best shape. "First of all, my first 3 years are not my prime," Jackson said in an interview responding to comparisons with Ray. "I turned pro in 1999, 2000, 2001, that's when I competed with Shawn. That's not my prime." Instead, Jackson points to the years 2005 through 2007 as the period when his physique truly reached a different level of size, conditioning, and maturity, an era that, in his mind, represented his real prime in the sport. A different level of physique. During these mid-2000s seasons, Jackson was significantly larger and more developed than in his early career. He would go on to win some of his most iconic titles shortly after, including the 2008 Mr. Olympia, which marked the pinnacle of his competitive achievements. Looking back on earlier battles with Shawn, a legend of the 1990s who had already established his own legacy by the time Jackson faced him, Dexter doesn't express regret for those early defeats. Instead, he sees them as part of his growth. "I've got no problem losing to Shawn," Jackson said, acknowledging Ray's standing in the sport at that time. But Jackson also made it clear that things would have been different if they had faced off during his physical peak. "Me in my prime, I would definitely smoke Shawn. For sure. It wouldn't even be close," Jackson said. "I was 230, and he was 200. Shredded from head to toe. Shawn didn't even have shredded glutes." For fans of bodybuilding, Jackson's perspective provides insight not only into his own mindset but also into the way champions often view their careers, not just as a series of placements, but as a journey of peak performance evolution built over time.